Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's Worlds 2024 matchup.
But Tarzan has just started to move back up top side. Bin once more though, should have Counter-Strike available. I don't think he can go for this.
Yeah. All right, that ruins
Big
everything
mistake.
right there. Light and crisp. 3 turret shots for nothing. Now we'll see if BLG can get something back on the other side of the map. Breathe, gonna be under a little bit of pressure here. Nice and early, slamming it back into the wall. Sean needs a little bit more damage. Projectile in the air ain't gonna be enough help. Barely survives the turret shot. Shun doing the same. BLG's dive.
He already was missing his teleport, so he knows getting that XP is so critically important, and that's why he committed the early flash, and I think it paid off big time.
Xiaohu missing the Q3. Still trying to trade with Knight here in the mid lane. Level 6 available for the Smolder, but not quite yet on the Yone. You can see the EXP on the side there. Xiaohu just now hitting it.
And no TP on Breathe either, so this is a can we get quickly one of these grubs for ourselves. Looks like Tarzan should be able to do so as BLG get in, but Weibo just need to disengage from this one.
Yeah, Tarzan's gonna grab that first grub. Smites down the second. Actually, 2 grubs over to Weibo. Third one is secured by BLG.
Really nicely done there by Tarzan. He gets multiple of the grubs low. He's able to finish one off without using the smite. Saved the smite for the seconds to steal that away. So now even has an angle at that potential 4, and On's looking.
Yeah, Crisp gets caught there by the Tangle Barb. Shun coming in through the wall. Goes for the Ishtal impact. Light now in a little bit of danger. Has to flash away. Xiaohu first his Knight. Back in the Herald Pit at the same time. That's going to turn into a whole lot of nothing.
Is now 550 gold ahead in that 1v1. And it's not really because of individual outplays, it's because of the lane assignments, because of where they're moving him on the map. Sky into tank. And that can be tough for Jax, really until a couple items into the game, especially when you are at a disadvantage like this. Can be a bit rough.
Well, hey, BLG
Guys, it feels like it's highlight reel after highlight reel after highlight reel from him.
And I think it's incredible to see his journey through. Kind of sound, oh, hang on.
Hold on, we got a bit of a problem over here in the mid lane. Xiaohu trying to flash away and stay alive. Does barely get out there. Trying to use the Fate Seal to escape the Skarner, but the Impale was too powerful, so Flash also had to be committed. Weibo keeps their mid laner standing, but the top lane tier 1 turret can't tell the same tale as Elk is going to collect even more money for himself.
But if you do get the tier 2 tower on bot side, which is likely for Weibo here, they're going to get a ton of gold, like 5 grubs. They demolish that thing, and now trying to protect
allowing him to try to claw his way back in.
And again, just kind of buying time for Knight as well to scale up. He's now set off to his side lane to keep himself safe, knowing that Weibo have to go for these resets. So as long as you're able to...
Still no deaths on the board, and Weibo are just looking to continue to farm more turrets instead of champions. It's been an objective-focused game as Weibo lead turrets 3-2, and now have a 4-man push up here towards the tier 2 and top side.
Look, I'm not fully surprised. Chris was involved in the longest first blood ever in the LPL. Might as well bring it to Worlds as well. But Mom called, wave cleared, and it looks like Weibo going to back away here.
Bin down again on bot side. This is what I'm talking about. They're just going to keep trading. We'll see if Breathe can do anything about it, but Bin likely to be able to just walk this one out and is going to be in a good position. That gold lead is going away that Breathe had. He's only 200 gold up now after the tier 2 gold all goes into Bin pockets. Elk's going to take the tier 1 mid as well. So the gold very, very close. It's really where they want it, and they've just been buying so much time. Like, when you talk about a really...
Rate this any bit further. One important purchase, always keeping my eye on these whenever I see them. The QSS picked up for Xiaohu. Does not want to get locked up, does not want to get punished. Nice damage from Elk! He just shot him straight to hell. Crisp is down. BLG with a nice pick from their AD carry. 120 stacks on Smolder right now. This champion is about to take over to superpower as BLG continue just shooting the poke back at Weibo. Shun now going to trade a little bit with Xiaohu, who has to reset. There with the Soul Unbound. Now you're going to have a TP coming in from Weibo, ready to keep this one going. Breathe has made his way into the fight. The Dragon's down to half HP. Breathe jumps in, tries to tackle on, but it ain't going to do a whole lot just yet. Ben still looking for the angle. Nice ejection onto the Skarner. They're trying to control the Drake. Breathe still in the front line. Drake down about 1,000. It's going to be slain by Xiaohu as now Weibo continue their push forward. BLG falling back as the hostile takeover doesn't do a whole lot. You've got Bin in the back line, but he ain't going to be able to do anything in a 1v3. Weibo take him out, and they want even more. A shutdown over the Light as the Callista claims a second. Shun, Elk, and On all trying to escape as Tarzan's looking to burn down the AD carry. Elk will continue whittling away.
Oh,
the Leandries takes his soul. Weibo, 4-0.
Weibo needed something desperately in this game. It was starting to slip away from them. But not only do they get the Dragon, they can turn over towards the Baron as well. This is such a massive swing.
It's huge for Weibo. Bin had the flank, but he got absolutely nothing done. They just turn on him. They kill him off incredibly fast. He got no damage done, and they're losing the fight on the other side as well. On was never able to find a way in here, never able to even use the ulti.
You can see tons of damage meters spiking up for both sides, but it's still Weibo coming out on top. It's Weibo now with a 3,000 gold lead, and Baron for the next minute and 45, pushing towards the tier 2 here in the top lane, while Xiaohu splits over in mid.
And this is desperately needed for Weibo, because trying to get access to these towers is incredibly difficult. As Fate's Call used there, Elk has been focusing down Crisp so often, trying to pop this support.
Yeah, just looking for these squishy targets, and Tarzan has been playing so far back, he hasn't really been able to get to him. There they go!
Flash for the counter-strike. They're going in after Xiaohu. The Impale doesn't find the target. Xiaohu's getting away, but Bin looks to keep on chasing. The second counter-strike will not find the stun, but Xiaohu has already used the Soul Unbound. He has to reset his position. He's going right back to where he started. I don't know if you even needed the Pop Blossom there. That felt excessive, but the point was made. Now Light trading with Knight as another piercing arrow flies through the sky. Chris tries to keep his AD carry protected, but BLG aren't done. Skarner throws a rock, but it misses, and BLG will settle for the single kill.
Find an angle with a flash from Breathe or something on Tonight.
But that's the Poppy ult down from Breathe, just to protect the tier 2 top, and the reset from Breathe coming in for its potential to come into this. But Weibo, they've already snuck away the Dragon. BLG just couldn't get in.
Nicely done from Weibo, now fate sealed. Xiaohu wanted to go in on Elk. Instead he gets slammed back into the ground with a Pop Blossom, and now the Impale's gonna drag him back a little bit further, but no! Yone escaped. Xiaohu does not take enough damage to face death there. The mid laner wanted to go for the hero play on Elk. Yes, he will get both of the BLG AD carries.
Who was the mid laner for BLG? It wasn't Knight.
Hey, all I'm saying is Weibo
Flowers
has made it happen before, and now they are starting up the Baron. They're burning it down, but not super fast just yet. BLG is close enough to try to contest here. Ben gonna have to try to jump away there with the counter strike as Weibo just hard engages onto Ben. The zone used to try to keep himself alive, and the flash back away to escape the follow-up damage. Weibo's attempt on Ben, it takes all their manpower, so they can't finish the Baron.
But they're also taking a lot of poke, and Bin can TP in. Xiaohu trying to make a play to keep them in check, but
Shun could be in a little bit of trouble now. Has to use the Ishtal Impact, slam Breathe into the wall, and continue making his own escape. Now Tarzan's got to be careful on continuing
Bin's
to try to push him back now as well. Bin has made his way back into the fight, stuns up Xiaohu. The counter strike is there. Fate sealed to try to get away, but no! Elk snipes him down. Bin's gonna keep on looking for even more as Shun goes in for a nice impale. Now On's gonna be killed off as well. Crisp drops. On and the rest of BLG all still alive. Everybody from Weibo that's still standing is in retreat with Xiaohu and Crisp down. It's a 5-man BLG play for the Baron.
It's a long back and forth fight, but BLG do take it. They're gonna TP back in though. Breathe wants to make some magic happen.
Breathe is gonna try to pull off some kind of a miracle here. So much control over the Baron pit for BLG, and Weibo slipped up pretty big.
Ball from Weibo. Tarzan's gonna have to do a lot of the heavy lifting, or this could be rough.
All right, tier 2 turret under pressure. BLG looking to build as much with this Baron as they can, but Xiaohu is on the flank. Breathe looking for maybe an engage here, but he won't find it. Weibo still trying to find their way in as On's gonna be your target. Goes into the Pop Blossom for the counter engage. Xiaohu's low, but he snaps back after grabbing the first kill. Now Breathe has to try to escape, but the hostile takeover over the wall is stopping BLG's advance. Weibo has not lost a man, but they're at critically low health. Shun, Bin, and Knight all still looking. Big piercing arrow yet again. Another force of the Fate's Call. Light has to save Crisp.
Yeah, Weibo have to run, but On got betrayed by that blast cone. I think it was maybe Elk that knocked him in and ended up getting him killed, but at the end of the day, it's still BLG with the bigger health bars.
Hashtag worth. You know, it worked out well. You sacrifice yourself, but we crack the base. It's a handshake deal that BLG will take every single time.
And the AD carries mine. Nothing of value is lost.
Exactly.
Just the support.
Yeah. As a support player, I know that too well.
To keep these lines held as we approach this 5th Drake. Bin, the bottom part of the river. BLG still got to make sure they don't get caught out here. Knock up onto Elk, who has to try to continue getting away from Breathe. Pop Blossom, but it misses everybody. Xiaohu has already used the Soul Unbound, and Mom roars over the wall, finds a little bit of damage onto 2, but it ain't a whole lot. Weibo forced back, but honestly still pretty high on health. Knight and Bin DPSing the trade. Chris takes a massive chunk of damage, and Weibo have to be so careful about this now. Knight flaps back over the wall as the Cloud Drake is secured by Elk and BLG. Weibo continuing to try to get themselves back away from an advancing BLG. Xiaohu engages, he goes after On. He finds plenty of damage, but the kill isn't gonna happen just yet. Now with the stasis coming out from On, he survives for long enough for the two-man impale, but there's no further dividends being paid. Bin now in the stasis trying to get away as Weibo continue pushing towards the BLG top laner. He goes back in for the counter-strike, but it does not matter. Light takes him down, and Weibo's already found 2 kills. It'll be traded back finally for 1 as Knight kills Breeze.
The fight from BLG was so separated. On gets caught, but Bin dives in the second he does. They just don't have the damage to try and finish off the Weibo members that are in front of them. So Weibo
of his lane opponent in Breathe, but still not finding those angles, not being that huge X factor. It's night and day. Now, though, a nice pick coming out from BLG. Huge kill onto Tarzan as Knight's now got to try to escape. Xiaohu snaps back, but is it going to be enough? The bailout might just get him out of danger. Elk's going to be killed off. Xiaohu lives, and immediately Weibo are fighting right back. Chris drop. Knight kills him, but Bin has to go golden to barely stay alive. Knight needs a little bit more damage. Pop Blossom to lock up the enemy top laner. A double kill of the Knight, and Smolder has scaled redemption to try to keep Xiaohu and Light standing.
The damage stacks are burned. Weibo said, we've had enough. We need to fight. It's not going to get better.
Okay, we're going to Baron yet again. Knight and Elk with the poke for the side of BLG, but Xiaohu forcing the flash over the wall from On, who has to try to regroup with the rest of the team. He's down to 40% HP. He's not looking too good. Weibo still with health bars topped off, but Bin is pushing in the bottom lane the entire time. Weibo, if nothing else, has to get the teleport out of the Jax. Baron down to half HP. BLG still poking. Shun goes in, finds a slam into the wall, and now the damage is going to focus on Breathe and Crisp. On still staying alive defensively as Tarzan secures the Baron. BLG is trying to keep everybody close by. A nice impale over the wall comes out from Shun to lock up Light. Now they're going to be able to find a kill on Xiaohu. Now they're going to finish another one there on Light. Weibo may have claimed the Baron, but what about the game? Tarzan's going to try to keep running as Bin has broken the base in the bottom lane by the time Breathe and Crisp can respond.
Weibo barely get back in time to stop Breathe there.
Yeah, barely in time. And now Dragon Soul is going to be spawning here in 20. Xiaohu's dead for 40. Light's dead for 40. They just want to try to end the game right here, right now.
BLG know that Xiaohu and Light, so much of the damage on Weibo, dead for the next 35 seconds. BLG making their push. That mid lane inhibitor still vulnerable from the tier 3 turret that was taken earlier. BLG is going to knock that one over, and the first super minion marches down the bottom lane. Breathe, trying to get past them to cut the minion wave and save the game. Just buy enough time. Breathe, still walking away, but the mid lane wave is crashing the Nexus turrets. Now Tarzan's under pressure as Ben zones him off. BLG trying to force the end of the game. 5 seconds left on the mid and 80 carry of Weibo, but it will not matter. BLG take game 1.
These were the best highlights from today's Worlds 2024 matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say, okay. See you on the next one.